This is a review of my 2008 Volvo XC90. It has around 245,000 miles now. Um, I purchased it from a lady that has a problem with the serpentine belt. She actually parked it for a while because she doesn't have the money to have the serpentine belt fixed. The reason is the labor for fixing the serpentine belt is actually very expensive, because the way the serpentine belt is designed is that it actually goes through the water pump and the power steering pump, and in order to change the serpentine belt you have to remove the power steering pump, and then along with that there are computers that you need to take out, the intake, and then along with that too you need to replace the idler pulley and the other pulleys associated with serpentine belt, probably the accessories too. So interior wise, at around 240,000 miles, if it's a tan colored car, expect the light interior to be worn out. So in this case I replace them with the black interior, which is actually pretty nice. Everything holds up pretty well on this one. One of the complaints when I asked the owner was that during summer the AC is actually really bad. The AC is really bad on this one because it has a solenoid valve, which actually controls the flow of the refrigerant while it's in idle. So if you're like in idle or driving slow, you would notice that it wouldn't cool that much. It will actually take time. It's even worse if it's actually like, on a very hot day. Yep. So this one is a third row seat, which is still light colored. I got this combo, like all seats, for 200 bucks in the junkyard. Plus I added all these door cards too. I think it probably costs around 300 bucks to refresh the interior. Everything on this car works. I have the most of the things that I replaced. So I replaced the blower fan because it's noisy. The labor for that is very expensive too, as well as the part, because the dealership will actually take out the dashboard on top in order to replace the fan, because there's like a bolt there that you could only access from the top. Well, actually not really access, but you need to like loosen the assembly there from the top, and then you could remove the bolt. So that's one of the bad part about this, because the blower fan is not that cheap to fix. You could do that by yourself. You could change it. There's lots of YouTube videos. In fact, I have one video that does that without actually breaking one of the tabs there. And then I actually cleaned the vent here for the AC. And then most of the headliner will actually be bad too, especially if the previous owner is not so careful about the vent hose or the sunroof not closing properly. So there are vent hoses on both pillars, like over there and over here. They need to be checked, because if they get dislodged or get clogged, yeah, water will go from here up into your electronics over here. This one has a remote start option, and what they did is they actually wire the unlock switch here. There's no other way to actually put that wire over here. There's no space, so yeah, I just like, okay, we'll just do it this way, and if that doesn't work, then we'll probably check the wiring over here. This one also has a problem where the the ground wire actually is broken. What will happen is when you do like a left turn, it will warn you that the lights are on or the door is open, and then you won't have the motor for the window will not work, and then your signal lights here in the side view mirror will not work. Oh, I also have a problem with the twisting motion of the seat here. So what I did is I checked it down there. There's a cable that actually got dislodged, so that got fixed. Inside, this side over here, you got the fuel pump pressure sensor. Yeah, that will fail. And this is what I'm talking about. The serpentine belt is actually buried in here. The power steering pump is here. The water pump is here. And then you got the idler pulley here. And then it connects to your AC over here. If you look at it, yeah, it's buried down there. So that's why the labor is so expensive. And then the map sensor tends to fail in this one. It's a very easy fix. You just reach down there and the map sensor can be replaced. My coolant reservoir also cracked, so I have it replaced. It cracked over here because they over tightened it, so over time this stuff will crack. This is just plastic, so don't over tighten, especially if you're using this kind of clamp, the screw type clamps. And then oh, the thermostat got changed too. The problem I have is that the thermostat is open, so it takes a while to actually go from cold to hot on my car. So it takes like around 15 to 20 minutes to go into the mid level, or sometimes if it's really cold weather, it will not even like go to the mid level. It always stays like 1/4 of the gauge there. This one too, the mounts, this mount also becomes loose, so you need to change it. What I did is I just used the Silca Flex sealant. It's a polyurethane sealant, just like the one used for windshield, and that works very well. Down there's also a mount there that also has the same problem, so you also need to put some sealant in there or replace that mount. And then down there at the back, there's a leak detection pump that also fails, so you have to replace that. It's easy to remove it. Just replace the remove the spare tire, and then you could see it from there. I have videos for all the problems that I have for this car. This car is like I've been like driving it most of the time because I could carry more stuff. The X5 is over there. Actually the X5 drives better than this, but I'm actually testing like how good is this car with 245,000 miles. Yeah, this is the AC. The solenoid actually is over here, so it's actually also easy to replace it without removing the AC condenser. If you go to a shop and they diagnose that it's not cooling well, they would actually replace the whole AC compressor, which is very expensive. And most of the time it's the solenoid that's the problem, not the AC compressor. Yeah, I think I have to make it short, but 245,000 miles. I mean, I don't really have any major issues with this car. It's been doing pretty good. Also what I did is I also changed the rotors and the brake pads on this, which is not bad at all. So I'm gonna turn this Volvo. There it is. And if you look at the mileage, it's around 190,000. Well, I replaced the instrument cluster for this because mine has a crack over here, and I don't know what's going on, but it's like dirty, and it's somehow like faded. So I just replace it, and there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, when you replace it, it's just like a complete swap, and that's it. So everything here works. AC works, my radio works, rear view mirror. I also like the remote start option. And the problem is when they did that, the default or the standard key fob didn't work anymore. So that's pretty bad, but I could live with it. So far this car is pretty good. But for 45,000 miles, I probably expect some issues with it because it's really high.